didn't go far. Ooh. We stopped right there, so we're going to continue on just where we were. Sorry. This, I have to say, though, is a new phone that I just got. I don't know what I'm going to name it yet. What do we name the phone? You get to, I named all your cats and shit.
I'm terrible at naming things.
I named everything
even come
for
up
you.
with a cool alien. I'm trying to think of a cool alien.
Oh, I'll help you with that.
Well, you're good at that kind of thing, so I don't know. I just keep, every time I think I need cool aliens, I always think of Phoebe's, I can't remember. Regina Phalange. But that's already taken, so I can't do that.
Well, then this phone is hereby at least very temporarily named Regina, Mark 1. So, yeah, I'm not sure how well it's going to record or what kind of a speed it has on the camera, so I don't know how much time we have, but we got around about 5 gigs. We should be good to go.
Let's see what this dude has to say about the crazy lady. Continue.
It's not so simple as to say, like, respectful. Respectful, in my opinion, is submissive. It's agreeable. And that's, I think, is a better way to describe it. Look,
Again, he's correlating these two words.
No, how does submissive mean agreeable? What the fuck does that mean?
No, he's saying respectful equals submissive equals agreeable. All of those things are the same. Lumping those words together. Submissive is kind of a specific thing,
right.
From what I understand.
It's submissive is a very specific thing, and what this guy's saying, what that guy just said, I have to make a note here is that A, either this guy's a fucking idiot, or B, this guy's a hate monger. This guy's trying to propagate an idea. He's trying to trick you into thinking that these things are corollary.
Well, maybe not.
Maybe.
But a lot of people do the blanket statement thing, and they correlate things that aren't necessarily the same, and it's usually, unconscious accident, just being dumb kind of thing, but, being submissive is not the same as being respectful.
No.
Any dominant or submissive personality can be respectful. I don't see what one has to do with the other.
Just to make note, though, in many cases when you run into that where people are making assertions regarding associative factors like this, where they're associating terms together and such, they might just not know what they're talking about and actually think that they do, but in many cases they will be trying to trick you. Don't let associations pile up like this. That's how we get into this trouble with the language, where people don't know what a fucking word means.
Right. It gets kind of dangerous when people are walking around using words that they don't mean. I mean, we have one of the most complex...
Especially where people get so offended nowadays, and people are prone to hurting each other.
Watch everything you say, but maybe not watch everything you say, but mean everything you say, and say what you mean. It's a good rule of thumb.
Speak with power, with I could say empathy, as I stated before.
And knowledge.
You have your own feelings are resultant in the body, of chemical responses and whatnot. And as we said before, technically you are not your body. We want to make that distinction that you, in fact, are not. At least you're not solely your body. So having empathy means empathizing, having your own feelings, even empathizing with your own body. So that's something I just wanted to point out. So I don't think I cleared that up in the other video, but empathy covers all of the sympathetic or emotional attributes. You're having empathy when you feel for yourself, having empathy when you feel for others, having empathy when you put feeling into the meaning of what you're saying. So speak with empathy.
Which is not the same as sympathy. No one wants your sympathy.
Right.
No one wants you to feel sorry for them. Well, maybe some people do, but they don't really.
When I said sympathetic, I meant where they
like
speak
your sympathetic
to people.
Nervous system.
Your sympathetic nervous system, and where they speak to you relating to other people. But no, people don't want you to feel fucking
pity for them.
If people want you to feel pity for them, actively want your pity, then they're seeking. Like I've said before, that's a habit.
That's bad.
That's one of those control dramas.
But it's a good thing to be able to spot that in somebody else.
Yes.
Because it should be a glaring, neon sign about that person's personality and the way that they go about their daily life and their business. If somebody is actively seeking pity from you, then they have much bigger issues.
And as I
you need
stated,
to recognize that.
there are ways to deal with that, ways to help them get over that. If you can spot it, first, I'm not going to go into the specifics here in this video, and again, you can read the Celestine Prophecy if you want pointers, but the first thing you're going to want to do is stop it dead in its tracks. Just catch it point blank and stop it. And then that opens up their operating system, opens them wide up.
It's always, again, another good rule of thumb, simplicity is best. Like, say what you mean what you say, and be very simple and calm when you're talking to somebody or confronting or conflicting or just conversing. If you're simple and you just say what you mean, usually you can grab those things from other people and stop them dead in their tracks by just being flat out, straight up truth.
Right.
And truth is that you don't have to be submissive to be respectful. That's ridiculous.
If you're a rhetorician, such as myself, just make sure you're using it for something that's promotional, Like, don't be shitty with people, especially don't be shitty with people in ways that it's going to be difficult for them to understand. That's you trying to trick them into thinking you're smarter than you are.
And it serves no one. It serves no purpose. There's no reason to do that.
You can be respectful to someone and be negative. In fact, I think if you lie to placate someone, you are not respecting them. Like if I see a woman and she's carrying a bunch of bags, and I go, "Milady, how about I carry your bags for you?" That's not respect. Not in my opinion. The way I see it is, hey, you're an adult human. Carry your own bags.
Okay, this guy's a fucking moron.
He's so respectful.
He's so respectful, he'll tell you to go fuck yourself.
Yeah, right. He's so respectful that if he sees an old lady trying to carry heavy bags, he respects your strength to carry your own shit.
Yeah, this is a stupid person.
So that again, that's so funny because what the hypothetical situation that he's throwing out there is politeness. Or I also to carry old ladies' bags all the time.
This is not necessarily, I mean, I'm going to call him a stupid person because he comes across stupid, but he's not a stupid person. This is, in fact, he is definitely trying to trick you. What this guy is like an anti-feminist kind of, and maybe he won't say that outright, but he has a problem with feminism. That's why he would promote such an idea as to be respectful by telling a woman to go fuck herself. Like, feminism would not be, I'm going to carry your bags for you all the time, you can't carry them yourself, and have the woman come across as the weaker party, but being respectful, you would offer to help somebody, This guy's trying to make an association between terms and concepts that don't play.
And there's middle ground between those things. Just because you want to be polite and possibly offer to carry something for another person, man, woman, cat, whatever, that doesn't necessarily mean that you think that they're a weak piece of shit.
No.
And that's something that I've come across a lot in my life, is that every assumption just comes back to, whoa, why did you say that? Do you think I'm stupid? And there's some people that just bring that back around with every action and every response, and everything you do is not ever going to be good enough to prove that you actually do respect somebody.
Right.
It's
like we were talking about before, where if you're in a training scenario, any kind of an educational scenario, and you correct somebody else, a mistake they made, or you correct them in the sense that you think, even if it's just your opinion,
you think they're stupid.
Yeah, they're going to take offense to it. Whereas
Maybe Maybe the camera only goes for 10 minutes and
It was
automatically...
counting down, though. Why? How did it get to start counting down?
Probably just a little time limit on the record device on the camera. It could be in the settings.
Okay, well, let's watch for it this time and see what it is.
Anyway, only a gill hole would assume that just because you don't offer to carry a woman's bag you're respecting how strong they are. Good for you.
Yeah.
You can carry more than one bag at a time.
Right.
I'm so proud of you.
What woman's going to be like, that man was
Fuck outta
respectful. He didn't offer to help.
Yeah, right.
She's going to be like, what a dick.
That's ridiculous. That's so stupid to think that there is anything but this guy is just trying to be a piece of crap. And you can tell that he's got some kind of a weird problem with feminists. It's the first word in this.
Feminist, right there. Using the word feminist is
not women.
It's
easily.
It's implicative of the nature of his personal conditioning.
So the title, Feminists Write About Wanting Dominant Men. It can't be women write about wanting dominant men. I mean, he could have easily interchanged those two words.
Right.
So it's
obvious.
obvious.
I mean, he even said that we can't be, and that's indicative right there that he went out of his way to say, well, you can't be sure if she's a feminist, per se. Well, then, A, why did you write that in the fucking title?
Yeah.
B, why are you saying that if the video's about feminists? He's trying to what is sleight of mind.
It's about feminists, but it's not about
He's trying to say, well, it might not be about feminists, which is trying to slide your attention away from the factor that he is anti-feminist.
Wow. I don't know if I can go through 19 minutes of this guy.
Let's try it. Do it.
I'm not here to lift heavy things for you. I'll open a pickle jar. I'll get the door if you need me to get the door, because it's a polite thing to do. But there's a difference between respect and,
he'll get the door if you need me to get the door because it's polite. So you can only be polite when someone needs you to be polite. You can't just be polite because you want to.
Yeah, that's not called politeness. That's called necessity.
If you need me to open a pickle jar, I guess I will. But
if she can't get through the door without you opening it, it's not polite for you to do so. It's fucking common sense.
Oh my god.
You don't get extra points for doing something that is needed.
My brother sent me this, and then the message after the link was he just wrote wow. And so now I'm trying to figure out what wow did he mean.
Right. Did he mean the cheating, or did he mean the dipshit?
No, he totally meant, wow, this guy is so right on, man.
You might have.
Wow, this guy is fucking crazy. Oh, no.
coddling. You know what I mean? If you're going to make the assumption that someone is weak and needs your help, that's not necessarily a sign of respect. So we can say it's not so much that you're a bad woman being like, here, you know, bitch. It's just like regular people.
It's polite to assume that they might appreciate your help.
That are like nice guys that I've known in the past, and they have this mentality about how to treat women. I'm like, dude, why do you act like women and men are like to be treated as two different species? Look, I get it, men and women are different, of course, but I know nice guys who are like, when they're hanging out with dudes, they have no problem getting drunk and making jokes. When they hang out with women, they're like, my lady, you're such a beautiful prize, and I'm like, no, that's just weird. That's just weird.
Okay.
You know, I'll talk to a woman the exact same way I talk to a.
If you could see, well, you don't need to see it. You heard the inflection in the fucking guy's tone, lady, and he's making fun of people for behaving that way. This guy's not an anti-feminist. This guy's a woman hater, flat out.
Totally.
This guy's an incel. He's talking about the incel
no
community as though he's separated from it. Again, sleight of mind. He's trying to get your attention away from the fact that he is, in fact, an incel.
To a guy, for the most part, while recognizing dude can likely open a pickle jar. You know what I mean? I'm not saying women can't open pickle jars. I'm joking. God, when they get all these people yelling at me, I can open a pickle jar. Oh, yeah. Okay. Let's move on from this story. I want to highlight this real quick. I looked up this woman's name. It's not a feminist article. You know, I get it. It's clickbaity to call it feminist. But
yeah,
the reason why I'm framing the story...
It's clickbaity to call it feminist. So, is his video clickbaity because he used the word feminist in the title?
I think he was talking about his video. I think he was referring to his video.
Oh, yeah, okay, possibly. But it is, you know, it's clickbaity for sure. This guy...
So at least he's slightly honest in an indirect sort of way.
I want to meet his friends who talk like they're from medieval times. I think that sounds very fun to hang out with people who
don't
say
I say milady.
Milady.
I say milady
okay, but
all
you
the
don't
time.
say it like that. You say milady, like a normal mouth and a voice and inflection. And this guy's friends are walking around going milady with the eyes and the
and madam.
head.
I use the term madam a lot.
I say madam all the time. Oh, that's funny.
Story in a certain ways because I want to talk about the bigger issue beyond this one article. So I want to make sure that's clear because I do intend to title this about like feminist women versus male feminists and like what they want. This story is an anecdote that plays into it. She never said feminist, but I'm assuming she likely is. I'm just trying to make sure that's clarified.
Oh, assumptions are always good.
So the reason I bring this up is that Pluralist does link to the story from the Washington Post that says, I'm a feminist who's attracted to manly men. I'm not going to read through this whole thing, but she just talks about how, you know, she's dated a bunch of different guys. She's a feminist writer, and she understands... Okay, hold on. Check this out.
Hold on.
Feminist writer. And she said, on a date with a guy, he put his hand firmly on her butt, pretending to usher her through a crowd. He didn't ask before reaching over to rub her shoulders as though he had a right to touch my body. And then she talks about how she liked it. That's the point of that one making this video. As a feminist writer...
I gotta stop. Me too. That's what we have feminists out there who are fucking filing lawsuits on men for touching them without getting their approval. Like a dude jumped into a fucking pool, woman hit her head, she's drowning in the pool, dude jumps in, saves her, and then she turns around and sues him for touching her body without her fucking...
Okay.
Without her go-ahead.
That's extreme.
Yeah.
Which, by definition, means it's not the norm of all women.
That's an instance they're pointing out in order to
Exactly.
demonize feminism.
That's extreme, which means it's not 90% of the time that kind of stuff is happening. Women getting, you know, CPR and then suing because they touched my breast or whatever. I feel like that's very extreme. Crap.
Sorry.
You are such an asshole. Oh, no. Oh! So, this feminist writer likes manly men. Oh, no. It's so misleading. Just the sentence is crazy. What, by manly, do you mean, like, I don't even know what that means. That's so vague and generalized that it makes no sense.
Yeah, what does manly mean anyway?
Yes, who's writing articles like this is so ridiculous. But the fact that he is, you know, flabbergasted that, oh my God, this man didn't ask before he touched my butt and my shoulders, but I liked it.
He touched your butt?
Yeah, he said, yeah. The funny thing that I always thought was so great, especially nowadays with these stories that pop up more and more often, and, you know, women, oh my God, especially the like Aziz Ansari story about the bad date, the comedian guy from Parks and Rec, he went on some kind of bad date. Oh my gosh, it's so funny. Well, basically, it was a bad date. It was very awkward. They really weren't vibing, but nonetheless, she had sex with him, and like, I think she had sex with him, but I know in the story she tells that she blew him a bunch of times, and then the next day was like, I really wish I hadn't done that. He should have known that I didn't want to do that.
Here we are, counting down again.
That's so weird. Well,
we're counting down again.
10, 9, we'll pick right up because I have a point I'm going to make.
Aziz Ansari, remembered for her.
Mm-hmm. A assuming that because most of my friends are just default leftists, urban Democrats, which means they don't know anything about the news yet and don't care. He just said that. So because someone is a Democrat or they're left-leaning liberal type of people, they don't know anything and they don't wish to know anything about the news or current events. What? Wow. What an asshole. There's 10 more minutes of this. I hate this guy.
In these conversations, but they're good people. They're my friends. And they're not all, so dumb that they can't have their minds changed. They just fall into that spectrum. And it's cool. They're not regressive. Actually, I'll say that some of my friends have become, overtly regressive, and that freaks me out. And that's really sad. I have one friend who has gone so far left, trans rights activist, she's advocating conversion therapy. Like that, somebody who is a male body should date someone with a male body. They just need to get used to it. And I'm like, whoa, wait, hold on. Full stop. Anyway, I digress.
What?
The point I'm making.
No. No, A, that's not happening. B, nobody's on the rail to have people converted into being gay, but conversion therapy, trying to get gay people to turn straight, religious folk do that, and that's a whole other fucking issue.
That's
but
very
that's very sick.
They torture those poor kids.
Yeah, and that's demeaning in ways that I don't think most people could ever understand.
No, it traumatizes those poor kids, and they're usually younger kids.
That's a sin against God, if anything.
That's an awful thing to do. That is an awful thing to do.
I've had flings and relationships with women who are full-on radical feminists, intersectional, talking about all these things about guys and the patriarchy. And I'll tell you what, I have nothing but respect for my fellow man. If you earn it, you earn respect. And I'll sit down and talk
what about your fellow
and
woman?
say straight up, yes, you're wrong, and here's why. And guess what? In these circumstances, these are women I've dated who have so the point I'm making is, I know it's anecdotal. When I see stories like this, a feminist writer flat out saying she liked that a dude just grabbed her on the butt, okay, what do you think that message sends?
On the butt.
Look, I don't think you should touch women, right? We're in a precarious era today where you've got feminists writing about how they like it, but if you do, you will likely get arrested. We're not necessarily if you're on a date with a woman and you make that move, I believe in most circumstances the move would work. It depends. You really got to understand cues. But I think also that some women would tell you not to do it. But here's the point I'm trying to make. First of all, don't. Just don't do it. If you're trying to date with a woman, just do not touch her. All right? And this is what's really bad for millennials. The Me Too era is insane. For me, yeah, you'll see a photo of me with any woman, and it's there's a nice gap in between us. I'm not playing these games. No way. Because look at Aziz Ansari. Aziz Ansari, what did he do? He had a bad date. And then all of a sudden they have this viral article accusing him of all this wrongdoing. It's what? The dude had a bad date. He was trying to hook up with some chick.
Okay, they got ahead of us, but right there is an instance that we really need to be looking at. This is the factor that this Me Too movement thing has people behaving precisely this way. It has people dividing themselves. As he said, there's a division. I'm not going to get close to the woman because I'm afraid. It has men afraid to approach women. It's destroying confidence. It's destroying game. It's destroying play.
Yeah.
And it's resulting in fucking assholes like this who hate women because of this. The few, the exceptions to the rule, wherein we have the extreme, monstrous, villainous feminism, attributes, and it's creating people like this.
He's kind of being ridiculous. He's throwing out the word millennial, which is
right. What does the fuck does that have to do with it?
No, because it's the millennial generation is now in their 30s. So people often use that term incorrectly. They're talking about kids that are in college shouting down professors for hand gestures. That's not millennials. That's the generation after. What are we referring to them? Y or whatever?
I don't
Anyway.
remember.
So he's
The
not
sanitized children.
right. Oh, yeah, he's not even using the right term to describe this, group of people who he's already committed to have all of these horrible attributes and whatever. But what he was expressing about don't ever touch a woman, don't even be close to a woman, I think is important to realize that there's unintended consequences of the rampant accusations.
Yeah.
Because now we've got people that are unwilling.
May not be unintended. It may be deliberate.
Yeah, I guess it's possible, but we've got people that now are hesitant to even hire women because they don't want their insurance rates to go up when they start accusing people of doing this and that and this and that. And it's very cruel to just assume that if you hire a woman in your office or whatever, that all your employees are just going to be carted off to jail for rape and sexual assault.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of ridiculous, but it's also ridiculous to accuse somebody like Aziz Ansari for raping you after you voluntarily gave him like 4 BJs and then stayed the night at his place. I mean,
probably
that's ridiculous.
probably because he's rich, the woman's taking advantage. Women do this. It's not fucking hidden. It's not bullshit. And I hate to say it, I don't like that this happens, but that is the case. There are women, not women do this. Some women, there are women who do this out there. And those are people to watch out for. Those are like sociopathic people.
Yeah,
those are
totally.
dangerous fucking people.
There's shitty men and there's shitty women. No one's blanketing anything. I don't know if you want to get into it. Do you know the Louis C.K.?
I don't know a lot about it. I don't know a lot about it. But
I don't want to
before
hear this guy talk anymore.
Well, yeah, we're gonna have to
CK,
clip this guy because this is going on too long. But for me, I think that what a conclusion we could come to on this video really is that this extremist feminism seems to me, I don't know, I'm just a spotter, I just see what's happening, but it seems a deliberate move to try and fight feminism, to put feminism down.
It does, kind of. It's kind of an old game, to take something that is a beacon of equality for people,
it's reverse martyrdom.
Whether it's men or women or races or ageism or whatever it is, but it seems like an old game to take something that's actually a positive movement and turn it on its head and start freaking people out.
They're going to take it and fucking demonize it.
It's fear-mongering. I mean, it really is. This guy's afraid of women now, basically. Yeah, I mean, like, he's a dumbass, but whatever. The Louis C.K. story really intrigued me, and I think that it should be talked about a lot, actually, because it's very weird. Okay, it's not cut and dry. This guy did not just touch some women. He did not just rape somebody. He's not a Bill Cosby or anything like that. What he did was, he's a freaky dude. He likes to pleasure himself in front of women. He likes people to watch. It's like, that's the voyeurism, I think it's called. He likes
exhibitionism,
whatever. He's a freaky dude. He likes to, to whack it in front of chicks.
That's our cutoff. I think it's either 8 or 10 minutes.
I think it's 10 minutes. I think it's the setting. Anyways, so there was a string of women coming out saying, hey, Louis C.K. pulled his junk out in front of me, and, it was really weird, and it was sexual harassment, I think, and it was all just kind of...
Yeah, I heard that, I think.
Well, the thing that I find interesting is he asked first. He asked, hey, can I whack it in front of you? And there was, in one instance,
at that point, if she said yes.
They said yes. Yes, exactly. And so, do a lot of rapists ask first?
Right, and if you tell them it's okay, are they at fault?
And people are up in arms. They want to cancel culture this guy, this Louis C.K. for
cancel culture.
Get him. He can't work again. He can't be in movies. His movie got canceled.
Fuck.
Yes, he was in the Secret Life of Pets and Kids movie. He was the voice of one of the dogs in a kids movie or whatever. They literally kicked him off the movie and brought in a different actor and re-voiced over his whole character and said
for being kinky.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he didn't do anything wrong there,
Yes.
if that's the case. If he presented this as something he wanted to do and the woman agreed to it, that's what we call consensual.
I think it was more than one woman, and I will be honest with you, I do not know every single detail, so I am not the end-all be-all information on Louis C.K. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
Obviously, what he did was very inappropriate.
Yeah,
but is being inappropriate being a rapist?
How is it inappropriate if he's in a sexual circumstance? It's not necessarily inappropriate.
Is it?
There's
nothing
I don't know. Wrong with it. If he's with a girl on a date or what have you, or out to, I'm not sure how the celebrities do
like
their
a
thing.
hotel room.
Fuck Louis C.K. Forget him. We're not going to use that.
Talk about it.
Well, no, we can talk about it, but I'm saying we're not going to speak to him directly. We're going to say in an instance, hypothetically, wherein any man is with a woman in a romantic scenario, if he wants to whack it in front of her, he gets off on that. That's called kinky. There's nothing inappropriate about it if the woman is into it. If he asks the woman, can I do this, and she says yes, that's consensual.
If she says no, and then
you cannot decide to do something and then say that it's fucking rape because you fucking dislike yourself for it.
Here's where it gets a little cloudy, is that there's rumors that he would one of the rumors was that he would block the door to keep women from leaving if they didn't want to watch, which I don't think is true.
If it's true, then that's wrong.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's
but I don't.
I
don't think that's true. And the other accusation was that he was somehow affecting these women's careers if they didn't participate.
Okay. Well, see, if he was
obviously
doing that,
that's wrong. But I don't think that either of those things are true.
Well, you are biased. You like the guy, so I mean.
He's a fucking comedy genius.
Yeah,
but he's a perv. He can be both. You can be both.
If he's
a comedy genius and a pervert.
Most comics are perverts.
Have you ever heard his material?
If he was negatively influencing their career, or even if he was negatively influencing their career as a threat or a penalty, or even if he was positively influencing their career as a reward for it, then that's coercion.
That's coercion. For sure. And that's awful, but again, I don't think those things are true, and I guess I would have to be proved incorrect or correct on that, because I'm not 100% sure, but in the case that those two circumstances are not true, then he didn't do anything wrong, I don't think.
No. If it's not coercion, and it's not forced, if it's not coercion of any sort,
right?
And if you make a decision,
it's
your fucking choice.
Aziz Ansari thing, but instead of just a run-of-the-mill regular BJ, it's something a little bit more weird and kinky that people aren't really used to. That it's basically the same thing. I mean, if you say, yeah, sure, let's do this, and then you regret it later, and you're like, oh, he should have read the cues. He should have read my mind. I mean, I don't know what that even means.
He should have read, which reading cues is reading the mind, but when you place cues in the environment, or you have body language or what have you, and then you speak, the speech kind of overrides that. Like, if you say, yes, go ahead and do this, that's the decision you made. Now, if you were if you were in some way coerced into making that decision, then yeah,
that's a little bit different. That's totally inappropriate. But I remember, do you remember back when, I think it was like in the 90s, when the whole, the women movement against, like, sexual assault and rape and stuff had the, you know, they all, like, right now is Me Too. In the 90s, it was no means no.
Yeah.
Right.
Right, yeah.
So, do we just say, well, now, you don't have to say
no. No means no was preventative. The Me Too is incurring penalties, and it's more like, I don't know, I'm not sure. Again, like I said, I just kind of started catching up with that when it came down to, what's his name, dude we were promoting. I forget his name. You know, the guy we like, the motivational speaker.
Oh, Tony Robbins.
Yeah, when it came to Tony Robbins, I still don't know what happened with that.
Yeah.
But it appears the Me Too, the fact that it's a movement is very bizarre.
There's nothing wrong with that. There's plenty of movements that happen all the time.
Right. I mean, it's bizarre to have a step up and incur penalties to a rapist after the fact, kind of. Because I mean, that sort of thing can be like. It seems to be to me, because it's like any woman can come up and say that a rich guy sexually assaulted her, and had, you know, somebody else says it, and then she steps up and says, yeah, he did it to me too. And it's like, I mean, that could very well be a scam, or it could be a plot against the person. But and again, I'm biased where it comes to Tony Robbins. I don't want to believe that he did anything shitty like that. But
that's why we have a justice system.
At the same time, yeah, there has to be some degree of evidentiary proof to this. You can't just slander people.
Right.
But and that's what I'm saying. You can just slander people now. And when you can step up and say this and destroy a person's life, destroy a person's career, and more importantly than all of that, destroy their message. If they're someone like Tony Robbins, the aspects that attach to the value of his personality can completely obfuscate his message entirely.
And it's a possibility that it's either way, 50-50 chance that it's true or it's not. But it seems that, I don't know, maybe I'm just not putting myself in the place of a woman who has been traumatized by some kind of situation. I mean, if it were me, I feel like I would want to prove whatever happened and then hopefully get that person put away so that they couldn't harm anybody else after me. And now it seems like, well, 20 years ago, I mean, yeah, he raped me, but I didn't really say anything. And now there's 10 other girls that are victims who could have been, that could have been avoided if you had just said, hey, this just happened last night, and I was, you know, and now I'm going to the ER to get a rape kit, so we have DNA, and we have evidence and records of those things, and filed police reports and that kind of stuff. So I just don't, I don't realize why, I guess I don't understand why you wouldn't want to, you know, put that person away. If there's a rapist running around, wouldn't you want other people to be safe from them? Wouldn't you want to be safe from them yourself? I mean, somebody can rape you more than once, you know, right?
This would be, on one hand, this could be, they did consent to it and they regret it, and now they have a chance to step up and again just fucking slander the person. Or B, they could have been afraid for whatever reason. They could have been scared away. They were afraid.
Obviously.
I mean, with a big person like, you know, either of those guys, they're big people and they can wreck your career. And so, no, you'd be afraid to step up and say something. But in the case of Louis C.K., it was immediate. You know, it wasn't.
It wasn't like 15
it was more immediate.
Ago. I don't think.
I don't know what's going on with Tony Robbins, but. Yeah, anyways, we're going to have to wrap this up. We've gone on way too long. Lovely lady Sweetycheeks, thank you so much. We'll see you again. We'll have to make a follow-up for this. Anyway, Kilos Alai, Terviuni Siari. Namaste.
I think we've clarified.
Okay, just to be clear, we are against launching false accusations. We're against slander. We're against tarnishing people without reason, or we're against coming up with fraudulent reasons to tarnish people. We are not against stepping up and presenting a case against somebody. If somebody's abused you in any way, then do whatever, go to whatever lengths you feel are necessary to take care of that properly. Obviously, go to the police or what have you, if need be. If you are afraid, if you've been abused or being abused and you're afraid, come to us.
There are services that can help you.
Yeah.
Definitely. I can't imagine what that would be like. Honestly, I can't. I don't know what that would be like. I've never been a victim of anything like that in my life, so I
have, and I can say we're anti-abuse.
I don't know how I'd react. Maybe you do hermit yourself and disappear and feel shame.
Viable.
That is all very understandable, and I'm in no way did I mean to say that is any kind of justifiable reaction to something like that. That's absolutely justifiable to react that way and to try and heal in any way that you possibly can.
Right. We
We
are anti-abuse. We are for victims. If you're a victim, we're on your side, and we can help you if you need that. And so far as concerns the feminism issue with this video, we're going to have to do a follow-up because we didn't finish it, and that's not professional. So we will finish it later and see what the dude has to say further on.
I don't want to listen to any more of his stupid voice.
But we'll cool down and then let you. But personally, the conclusion I'm going to come to right now, and I think my lovely partner here will agree, is that it seems this extremist feminist movement is in fact a ploy to kind of
to combat actual feminism.
To demonism, to demonize feminism.
To real feminism.
So extremist feminists out there who aren't intending to demonize your own cause, maybe you should fucking tone it down. Don't. Men are not an enemy because
I don't like the language of saying tone it down. I think that let's be very clear. Be reasonable.
Yeah, I mean tone it down in the sense that
absolutely.
I mean tone it down in the sense that your cause is to boost women. You don't. There's a difference between pride and arrogance. If you boost yourself and you boost others, you can be proud of that. If you are putting other people down, that's arrogance. Feminism does not mean men are your enemy.
Right.
We're supposed to be working together here. We need to be working together, everyone.
Reasonably, if equality is the true goal, then
right. We want equality. We don't want imbalance.
The other side down. Exactly. Imbalance in
we
one
need balance.
way or another is not helpful to anybody. So the purpose and the goal of real feminism, I think, is to balance those scales, but to do it in a respectful and reasonable manner that's logical and benefits everyone.
We need balance. That's fucking point blank. We require that. That's what we're working towards here. That's the goal. That's what we require. We will not succeed. And in this case, in the case of the general overall initiative and what we've been, the imperative specifically, not succeeding means not surviving. So we kind of need to get this done. We need to balance things out. All right. Love you guys.
Night.